Hi, in this video we want to take a look at conditionals. Conditionals are just if statements, and if statements in which if the if statement is satisfied, if it's true, then a number of commands get executed. If it's not true, then those commands do not get executed. Now if you've taken a look at the video in which I show you how to ask the user for input in Scratch, I think it's two videos ago. That's got a few conditionals in it, so that's well worth looking at. I showed you, I think, at both an if and an if then else conditional. But let's build one here as well, just so we can take a look at it. Okay, so here we have our cat, and let's build, let's take a look at the events, and we'll start our program with when the green flag is clicked. And then before we put in a conditional, let's just put in a quick forever loop like this. And we'll have a forever loop in which the cat moves 10 steps forward, and then if it's on the edge, it bounces. Okay, before we put in the conditional, let's just try this out, make sure it works. Okay, and you can see it bouncing back and forth, and it just keeps going around and around and around in this loop forever until we press the stop sign up here. Okay, so if we want to put in a conditional, we go under Control, and there's a number of conditionals here. There's if then or if then else. You can use either one. Let's put if then. Now let's say that what we want the cat to do is if the cursor, that is this arrow I've got, if it touches the cat while it's moving back and forth, then the cat should say hi. And then it should then resume going back and forth. If the cursor doesn't touch the cat, then it just keeps going. So what we need in this little area here is something that says if the cursor is touching the cat. We can do that by look for a command that will allow us to do that by going into the sensing area. And here we are. So if the cat is touching the mouse pointer, then we're going to do these commands. And the commands that we're going to do will be to say hello, maybe just for 1 second. There we go. So this is a conditional. If the mouse pointer is not touching the cat, it's going to ignore this command in here. It'll just keep going around and around this loop. But the moment that the mouse pointer is touching the cat will say hello for a second. Then once the second is over, it'll resume the loop. Let's try it out. So the cat's going back and forth. This hello statement is not being executed. But once this mouse touches the cat, it says hello, waits a second, and then it moves on and keeps going. Again, back into the forever loop. And again, I'll do it one more time. Hello, and there it goes. So that's a conditional right there. I'll just stop the cat. You can also use an if-then else loop. So let's try one of those. I'm going to move this out. I'll move this in. So let's do something very similar. If it's touching the mouse pointer, we'll say hello. And if it's not touching the mouse pointer, it's going to do something different. So let's see, what should we do? Let's see, under looks, let's see what we can do. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe it's going to change the cat's color. So let's Let's change the cat's color by 25. So as long as we're not touching it, it's going to go into this else area and it's going to change the cat's color. It's going to rotate through a number of colors. But when we do touch the cat, it's going to say hello. Let's try it out. So here it is. It's always going into this else area because we're not touching it, and it's changing the cat's colors. When I touch it, it says hello. Now I'm not touching it, and it goes back into doing this else stuff instead. And stop. So those are the two structures that are considered conditionals in Scratch. First, the if, then else. And second, the if, then, first the if, then, where nothing happens if it's false. And then the other where we have, if it's touching the mouse pointer, then you do one thing, else you do another thing.